I specifically remember being told by a staff member how I would feel after a surgical intervention. And in hindsight, probably wasn't the best description to give to a 14-year-old. She said, you're gonna feel like you've been hit by 10 Mack trucks. That sounds a little scary, but it definitely made an impact on me.
Child life is the psychosocial side of medicine. Our focus really is solely on the family and the child's ability to cope with healthcare.
From a kid's perspective, I think we're kind of like a kid helper and a teacher who's here in the hospital to help them understand what's happening while they're here. When I first started about 3 years ago, technology was already being utilized with the department. Everyone had their own iPad to use. We brainstorm ideas of what types of applications would be useful for each one of us to have on our iPads.
The more engaged a child is with something, the better they're going to take in and retain that information. And that a child could use their own physical ability to choose the app they wanted and then to continue to physically engage as well as mentally engage. The more engaged the child is in the diversion we're trying to use, the better they're going to cope with what's happening.
My daughter was getting a diagnostic test done. She's the child in the pediatrician's office who was deathly frightened of any sort of shots or any sort of needles. The distraction they used in this instance was an iPad app. I think it was Bubble Pop is what it was called.
What I love about what they're doing at Rush and the child life specialists are doing is they've recognized this is a tool to engage children with, to have children get involved with something that can take their mind off of a procedure that's coming up, but also can be a tool for teaching children and for communicating with their families. So they've done a great job of that definition of how technology is a tool for learning.
Until you've walked in the shoes of a child life specialist, it's impossible to know what the job looks like. Knowing what we know about development through Erikson allows us to make really informed decisions.